had some requests to show you guys how to use the SHADOWSENSE eyeshadows. What they are is a cream to powder eyeshadow, and they are also smudge proof, waterproof, and crease proof. So they will not crease on your eyes, and they stay put. One nice thing about all of our products is they all contain what we call Cineplex Complex. It's a kinetic enzyme that affects the way your cells grow from the bottom layers of the skin to the top. So it also fights the signs of aging by renewing your skin cells, and in an average of 23.3% more rapidly. So it's amazing. All of our products are amazing, and all of our products contain that. So even your eyeshadows and everything are anti-aging. So I'm going to start right now, and I'm actually going to show you guys how I apply my foundation, the other products that I use, and how I contour and use the products, you know, the SHADOWSENSE for other ways besides just eyeshadows. So the first thing I'm going to start with is and it will actually act as a couple different things. So if you put it on right now before your moisturizer, it will actually fill in your pores. So what you're going to do is make sure you're putting it on in a downward motion. So I'm just going to get a little bit. It just takes a tiny bit. The nice thing about our products is really you don't need that much, and they last you forever. They're amazing. So you're just going to go in downward motions, okay? Kind of get it where your pores are the biggest, which is usually in your T-zone, your cheeks, okay? So then I'm going to apply our daytime moisturizer. And again, this just takes a little bit. Don't forget your neck. And then another tip that I have for you, most women don't quite know what to do with the extra, if they have any extra. Always wipe it on the top of your hands is what I've been told, because your skin on the top of your hands is exactly like the skin on the top of your eyes. Your eyes are actually the first thing on your face to age. So put your extra on your hands. Okay, so then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back with the, and I'm going to put a little bit more on, and it's going to act as a primer, okay? Okay. All right. So I am going to hurry and put my foundation on so that I can show you guys how I do that. I'm going to use the Make Sense foundation. We have another one that is a anti-aging one as well, but this one's the Make Sense foundation, and in the color Dewy. Now Dewy is one that will color match up to 3 different levels of skin tones, so it's an awesome one. And then I also add just a tiny bit of the Make Sense foundation pearlizer. I just add a tiny bit, so like I usually do like 1 full pump of the foundation right here on my hand, or if you have a palette, you can put it on there, and then you do half a pump of the pearlizer, okay? And I'm just going to take my brush, and I'm going to mix it up on my hand really well. And then I'm just going to start blotting it around on my face. Now if you want to have like an airbrushed look, you're going to just stipple like this, and it will make your face look a little more polished. Okay, so I got that on. Now I'm going to go with the putting on my, I'm going to use my Candlelight, my paper is missing, but it's the Candlelight SHADOWSENSE and I'm actually going to use this to conceal. So I'm going to put a little bit on the few spots on my face that I don't really like. Conceal under my eyes. This will help with the dark circles. Okay, and then you're just going to pat this in with your finger. Okay, I'm going to also apply it to the eyelids as to kind of prime my eyelids. Now when you're using this shadow sense, you do have to work kind of fast because it does set and dry. So just apply this all over your eyelid. The nice thing about using this as like your concealer and stuff is it stays put. So you're not going to have to worry about any of that, okay? So now, what I'm going to do is take the mulberry, which is also a shadow sense as well, okay? And I am just going to take a little bit and put it on my eyelids. Now, when you're first using this, if you might want to just do one eye at a time so that you can make sure that you're getting it moved around how you want it. Okay, so I'm just putting the mulberry on my eyelid, and I'm just using a blending brush. It's a tapered blending brush, okay? Okay, so next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take the Mocha Java Shadow Sense. It's more of a brown color. And with this, it does come in a shimmer as well, so it's really up to you if you want more of a matte or a shimmer on this one. There's several colors that do come in matte or shimmer, okay? So then I'm going to take it and just kind of put it in my crease. Now when you guys are doing this, as you notice, I'm going to do just one eye right now so I can just make sure you blend it out really well. That's the key with this stuff, is layering and blending with your brushes. Okay, I'm going to start with the other eye. Kind of go up in an upward motion. Okay, and I want to layer a little bit more over here, so that's what I'm going to do right now. And I'm not going to blend that one out a lot, so I'm just going to blend it just a tiny bit, if you can see that. Okay. So far I've applied Candlelight, Mulberry, and the Mocha Java, okay? Now I want to kind of create just a slight smoky eye. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take our Onyx, which is our black, and I'm just going to put a tiny bit in the corner of my eye. This is a new bottle, so it's kind of not just a tiny bit that I just got, but we will work with it and we're going to blend it. I kind of like with this to use just a little bit smaller of a brush so I can maneuver it around exactly how I want it. Okay, so it looks really dark, but you need to blend. So I'm going to take this brush back and I'm going to blend it out real quick. And if you get too much, you can actually go back through and layer some of the Mocha Java back over it, and it will lighten it up a little bit. Okay, so that's that. I'm going to do the other eye real quick. I'm going to move it around with the other brush. Put it about where I want it. And then we're going to go back in with this brush and blend it out. You can see that I'm going up in an upward motion. I'm trying to blend it in up here as well as like around here. Okay. Okay, so we're going to put just a tiny bit more right there because the other eye kind of looks like it's got a little bit more over there. And blend up as well. Alright. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to use the SHADOWSENSE Pearl Shimmer. This one does have a little bit of a shimmer to it, and I'm going to apply it to the inside part of my eyelid, and also I'm going to highlight underneath my brow with this, and I'm going to use it to kind of contour here in a minute, and I will show you how to do that. Let's see. So I am just going to use more of a flat definer brush so that I can really get it where I want it. And I just take this, and actually mine's missing the wand, but I just take it and kind of brush some off of the wand before I apply it. And then I just dab it onto my eyelid. And I'm just wanting to do kind of more of the corner of my eyes. And dab. Okay. Now I also always make sure that I do the inner part of my eyelid like this. Okay, so now I'm going to quickly do my brows. I'm not going to do my eyeliner just yet. Let's see. So I usually use a mix. Sometimes it just depends on how dark my hair is. I use a mix of Mocha Java and the Onyx because I usually have some of that on my brush that I use. So it really just depends on how dark my hair is on which one I use. So right now what I'm going to actually do is I'm going to use the Mocha Java, and I just use a small angle brush to put that on. I usually use the same angle brush that I use for my eyeliner. So I just get the wand and brush a little bit on there. And then just fill in your brows. And go up in upward motions. And we filled it in. Can you see the difference? Okay, so we're going to get just a little bit more on. So now we have those both. This one looks like it's still a little bit darker, so I'm going to add a little bit more. Okay, so we have those filled in. So now I'm going to go back to the Mocha Java, I mean not the Mocha Java, the Shimmer Pearl. And I'm actually going to define my line with by highlighting that. So I'm just going to get some on my brush and just carefully brush it right below my brow line. Okay. So now I'm going to do my eyeliner. With my brush. And I use the black Onyx Shadow Sense for my eyeliner. Okay, so I do the same thing, just pull the wand out and I'm gonna flip it and just use my brush. Okay. Sorry, I can't see you, can you? Now if you want your eyes to look like they're pulled up, you're going to want your line to kind of go up. Okay. Now if you kind of want to have a smoky look, you can down here under the eye. If you want it more for like an everyday wear, then I would not do the smoky eye underneath. But if you do want that smoky eye, you're just going to take a little smudger brush, which I'm grabbing real quick, and just get a little bit on. Trying to find my smudger brush. So just get a little bit on and go underneath and kind of just smudge it. You can also go into your waterline and get some on your waterline. Okay, and then I'm going to go back with this and do my bottom lashes. And then I'm going to go underneath this bottom lash as well. Okay, so I like my eyes to look like more pulled up. So you're going to just kind of make sure that this bottom one is connecting with the top one. All right. So now, I'm going to show you guys how my eyes are all done, and you can apply the mascara on the bottom, but I actually just took a little bit of the Shadow Sense, just kind of brushed them on my lashes. I have lash extensions, and so I don't really ever use a ton of mascara, so I prefer just to kind of brush it on. Okay, so now I'm going to go back and show you guys how I contour with it. I usually use the Mocha Java, which is what I put on my lids as well. And you're just going to, you really don't need that much. So you're going to just put a little, like 2 dots right there. And then you're just going to take a contour brush and blend it out. And then you're going to do the same with over here. And if you want a really more, like a lot more defined line, you can do it one more time. I personally am not really going anywhere right now, so I am not going to do that. And then you're just going to put a little bit up here and over here and do the same. Just make sure you blend it out really good. You can highlight your chin. So then to highlight, what you're going to use is you're going to go back to your Pearl Shimmer. And I like to take it and run a little bit down the tip of my nose and just blend it in with my finger. And then I also put some right here. And then you can also put it right here under your eyes to make your, to highlight under your eyes. Last but not least, I'm going to apply the lip scents. This, I chose Brick. This was probably my red that I first tried and fell in love with. So I have other reds that I like to wear now, but it was what broke me into reds. So we are going to apply Brick. First thing you need to make sure is that you have clean, dry lips when you put this Brick on, when you put lip scents on. So I have a little bit of foundation on my lips, so you just need to make sure that you've cleaned those off with like a little bit of witch hazel or a makeup wipe before you apply. So what I'm going to do is you always make sure you shake up the bottle really well. If you do not have it shook up very well, it will not go on very well. So then you going to do 3 layers, and you're going to let it dry for about 20 seconds in between each layer. You're going to put it on in fluid motions all the way across. And then, like I said, dry time in between. And then as soon as you're done, we will seal it in with a glossy gloss. Okay, so there's one coat. Now we're going to do 2 coats. So we're going to do the second layer. Now if you can see, I'm filling in the inner part of my lip, which we call your waterline. So that's where you're going to really want to make sure you're getting as well. So my bottom lip is dry, so I'm going to do the 3rd layer. Now when you're applying this, make sure you keep your lips open because they are tacky until you seal it in with the glossy, okay? So we're gonna let that dry for just a minute. You want to make sure that it is completely dry when you put this on, okay? I am going to put on the glossy gloss. Make sure that you get it in the corners of your lips. And now I have Brick. So this is more of a deeper red. It wasn't as bright, and that's what kind of broke me into wanting to wear reds. So this is how you do a smoky eye with the SHADOWSENSE Cream to Powder Eyeshadows by Synergence. Thank you ladies for watching and have a fabulous day. Bye.